Hello, everyone. Today we are going to discuss three things. First will be India versus Australia, first day analysis. Second thing we are going to discuss is regarding England versus New Zealand Test match, which is currently going on. And the last thing will be resignation of Chetan Sharma, the Indian chief selector. So let's get started. So today India versus Australia's second test match started in Delhi, and both teams made a few changes. Talking about India, um, as Shreyas Iyer was fit, so he is in playing 11 in place of Sky. Although most of us, I'm sure even you agree with this, we wanted Shubman Gill to play in place of KL Rahul, but um, not sure on which basis team management has given one more chance to KL Rahul. Talking about Australia, they bring back their informed player Travis Head in place of Renshaw, and they got a new spinner, Kuman, in place of Boland, their pacer. Talking about Australian changes, it's they are playing three frontline spinner, which is pretty unusual from an Australian point of view. Last time they did the same thing was way back in 2013, again against India, and in that test match, Nathan Lyon, Xavier Doherty, and Stephen Smith, who was playing as a spinner, bowled the majority of the overs. Um, Talking about pitch, as it was, as everyone thought of, this pitch is again going to support spinners. Although Delhi pitch does not offer the same kind of pace as some other pitch, it's more kind of a slow turn. But bowlers like Jadeja, Akshay Patel, who bowl with bit pace, can extract a lot of purchase out of the pitch. Um, Also, considering that winters are still not completely over in Delhi, I feel that seamers will also get some kind of support, at least in the first half an hour, 1 hour of the play, and the reverse swing will also come into the picture. So Indian bowlers like Shami and Siraj will also uh, they will also enjoy bowling on this pitch. Um, so Australia won the toss, and without any hesitation, they decided to bat first. Um, and although both the pacers of India, Siraj and Shami, they bowled beautifully. They uh, they almost got wicket of Warner and Khwaja a lot of time, but uh, both the openers they played cautiously, and they stitched first 50-run partnership in this series for Australia, opening partnership for Australia in third inning. After that, Ashwin, um, um, first Shami took the wicket of Warner, struggling Warner, and then Ashwin couldn't come into the picture. He took both the important wicket of Labuschagne and Steven Smith. Um, Still, on the basis of a good solid inning by Khwaja and Hanscom, Australia has scored around 263 runs, which I believe is at par on a Delhi pitch, which is resembling as a third day pitch, not like a first day pitch. And to be very frank, with a three spinner attack, it's not going to be easy for India to score runs. So yeah, tomorrow day is going to be pretty crucial. There are a lot of factors which can really put pressure on Indian batsmen. First thing, considering that there are three spinners, they are playing three spinners, including one left arm spinner who, considering the past record of left arm spinners against Indian batsmen, that can be one of the challenge. Second challenge is that there are three struggling out of form players, Indian players in top five. Talking about KL Rahul, he is due for a good score from a very long time. So he is clearly struggling. Virat Kohli, again, everyone knows that he's a great player, but again he has not scored any substantial inning in Test match for from last. It's been a while, more than an year, and Pujara, uh, if we for the minute, if you don't include that century against Bangladesh, even he is struggling from last 1.5 years. So three struggling out of form players in top five, and Shreyas Iyer, who is coming back after a long injury. So definitely, it's not going to be easy, and I suspect that once again the onus will be on the on Indian lower middle order of Jadeja, Ashwin, Akshar to score runs and give some respectability to the target. If India has to take a good lead in first inning, which is very important because chasing anything for in fourth inning will be pretty difficult. These three players have to play a good inning. Although I don't discount Virat Kohli because it's his Kotla, Delhi is his home ground, and he is. It's not that he's struggling against Spain. It's just that he's unable to get that big score. So you never know. Maybe this is the test match where he will be back in form. But yes, it's not going to be easy to score 265 runs, and tomorrow's days is going to be pretty crucial. So yeah, that's about the first day of for a second test match. Now let's talk about England versus New Zealand test match which is going on. So uh, if any one of you is are watching that match, for the record, that match is coming on Amazon Prime. It's not being covered on any other channel. So just in case if you're interested, because some very good exciting cricket is being played, you can watch highlight to get the gist of it. So there was one scene which there was one scenario or one point in the match which completely summarize the new approach of England batting. Joe Root, who is I would not say that he's a slow player. He scores run on a decent pace. He tried to do a reverse sweep on a score when he was batting on 2022 runs and got out to a pacer. To Neil Wagner, he tried to play a reverse sweep and he got out. That was pretty unusual for the batsman like Joe Root, who is, I mean, in last couple of years he was scoring centuries at will. I mean, he was making centuries just for fun. But that's a new approach that England has accepted, and they have introduced to world cricket. That's called Bazball, coming from their coach nickname, McCullum's nickname Baz. In this approach, England just go ahead and just score runs briskly, irrespective of whether they are losing wickets or not. And because of of this attacking approach, they scored around 323 runs in the first inning, and surprisingly, they declared 326 on after losing 9 wickets. They declared that was the second fastest declaration in Test history, and it proved right. The Stokes' decision to declare, McCullum's decision to declare, proved right as England seamers snapped 3 wickets in 18 overs in 18 overs of play, and New Zealand was struggling on after first day play, and they were around 18 runs for 3 wickets. They recovered well on second day, mainly due to the mainly due to a good steady inning by Devon Conway. He scored some 70 odd runs, and century by Tom Bundle, who is their wicket keeper. So New Zealand ended up around 206 runs, and England in second inning they are around 80 odd runs by losing 2 wickets. There was one more interesting concept that England introduced, and that concept is of Nighthawk. I'm sure that this term is pretty new for everyone, and they're trying to understand what does that mean. So in Test match, it's pretty common to it's pretty common. The night watchman concept is pretty common. Whenever 6 7 overs are left, and a frontline batsman does not want to go and face those 4 5 overs, a bowler is sent as a night watchman whose job is just to stay on the wicket, try not to lose the wicket, play those 5 6 overs, and come back again, so that next day, the frontline batsman, if he can start his day. But England came up with a new approach that's called night hawk, where when there are 9 or 10 overs left, they send um, a bowler, and the instruction is not to stay on the wicket. The instruction is go ahead and just slog, play as freely as possible, score as many as runs as possible, irrespective of whether you're losing a wicket or not. So England used this concept last year against Pakistan. They they promoted the debutant spinner. I'm just forgetting his name, as a night hawk, who play who although he that was not successful. He scored, I believe, 10 ball, 12 runs or 13 runs. But that approach matters. That approach shows that they are not afraid of losing wicket. Their only intention is to just put opposition under as much pressure as possible. So in this ongoing match, Stuart Broad was promoted as a Nighthawk, and as we all know, Stuart Broad, he plays in a funny way. It's not that he has a very long range of shots. It's more kind of coming out of the crease and trying to attack the bowler, or just try to get some edges and get some quick runs. So he's still on the wicket, but yeah, these two new concept, Bazball and Nighthawk concept, is really going to be there in World Test cricket for a very long time. I believe that this is the next best thing in Test cricket, and it is going to just change the way people approach Test cricket and play Test cricket. They are just England team currently is just trying to dominate opposition like the older West Indies team and Australia used to do. Uh, with these approaches, they have won 9 Test matches out of last 10 Test matches, which is a great record. And I mean, next WTC cycle, which will start, I believe, somewhere in September this year, it will be, or maybe from Ashes, I'm not sure. So it's going to be great to see how England gets success out of it. Now, the last topic I want to cover is the Chetan Sharma, the Indian chief selector's resignation. Uh, Selector's position is a pretty thankless job, I would say. A selector job is pretty thankless, not only in Indian cricket but in world cricket. But it is more in Indian perspective, as we are currently talking about that. So a selector will never get appreciation if the team selected by him won they won some big tournament, or a World Cup or some great Test series. Everyone knows that in 2011 Dhoni was the captain of the team who won the ICC World Cup, or in 2007. People even remember the coach who was the coach of the team at that time, but no one remembers who were those selectors who selected that team. uh, but the reverse, but just in case, if the players selected by selectors, they are not performing, all the blame is put on them, saying that you have not selected a good team. So selector's job is a thankless job. Also, they have to encounter the superstar status of Indian cricketers, and they have to balance it out by selecting a good team as well. I mean, giving chances to a struggling player is good, but there should be a limit to it, and that this is a cold drum on in which Indian selectors always they are always targeted. So Talking about the current scenario, everyone knows that Chetan Sharma had an uneasy relationship with without Kohli. Um the reason was, I would, in my point of view, he was right in asking Virat Kohli to resign from T20, although resignation from Test as a Test captain was not needed. But yes, from the T20 was required. Even in one day, he was doing decent, but that left a lot of bitterness between Chetan Sharma, the BCCI chairman at that time, Saurav Ganguly, BCCI president, sorry, Saurav Ganguly at that time, and Virat Kohli. Uh, Kohli, he spoke a lot about it in different press conferences, and everyone knows what happened, but no one knows their side of story. So last week, Z News, they did sting operation, which again, it did not look a sting for me. It appeared that everything was set up. I mean, it seems that Chetan Sharma was aware that these things are getting recorded, and he just burst out all the things. He gave a lot of things. He told about a lot of things, especially about the Kohli and Ganguly relationship and other thing. But there was one thing which he said, which is going to be pretty controversial. I'm not very sure when it is going to backfire, because currently Indian players, they are engaged into a very tough series against Australia. That allegation was that a lot of players, Indian players, they take injections to stay fit, and this allegation, if he doesn't have any proof, he's going to be in a big soup, because doping allegations like doping can really, not only defame Indian cricket, BCCI, but also those players who are, I would say, epitome of fitness. There will be a big question mark on their fitness, and I'm sure that those players, those main top players, they are not going to take it easy, and they are not going to leave Chetan Sharma. Maybe after this series or later on, they are going to approach court if Chetan Sharma does not uh, apologize for all these unsubstantial allegations. Uh, but yes, considering all the scenarios, yeah, definitely, Chetan Sharma did a very wrong thing, busting all those things. Considering he's currently on a very responsible position as a chief selector, and there should be no trust deficit. I mean, once in a while, a bit of bitterness, it's okay. I mean, there can be some uneasiness between selector and the captain. That's understandable. But if there's so much of trust deficit, I mean, as per the sources, Chetan Sharma, whenever he goes to Indian net practice sessions, no one, absolutely no one talk to him, be it top players, be it coach, captain. No one approach him for any kind of things. They don't talk to him, which is really very very bad. In past as well, there were several instances. No one can forget how Mohinder Amarnath, who was chief selector, and he has almost decided to sack MS Dhoni from Test captaincy. He Not only he, but other selectors were also fired by BCCI president at that time. So yeah, it is an uneasy relationship, a thankless job. But yes, you have to give your best. You are being paid as a selector. You get good amount of money as your salary. So it's very important that you go ahead and you do your job in the best possible way, and avoid and refrain from busting out, especially putting unsubstantial allegations, as it can backfire in a long way. Great. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. I will come back tomorrow. We will discuss about what happened in the second on second day of Indian Australia Test match. We might have a result for England versus New Zealand. So if that happens, I'll also cover that. And tomorrow, Indian women team, they are going to play against the toughest team in their group, that is England women's team. And directly, whichever team wins tomorrow, it will decide uh, the table toppers, and it will clearly decide who is going to play England in who is going to play Australia in the semi-final. So definitely, Indian women team, they want to win this match and avoid Australia in semi-final, so that at least they can reach finals, and then they can give their best shot against Australia. So I will cover all these three things tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time. Please keep on watching my video. Please subscribe my channel, like, share, comment. Give me your valuable feedback so that I can work upon that. Thank you very much. Good night. Bye. Take care.